guys, it's Jen from Jen Geigley Knits, and I just returned from a really quick weekend trip to Nashville, Tennessee to see my friends at Modern Daily Knitting headquarters, where they had an Alabama Chanin School of Making class. And so I kind of went for the weekend. I left on Thursday, class was on Friday, and I actually came back Saturday, so it was kind of a whirlwind. It was really, really fast, but so much fun was had in those few days. And I just wanted to show you kind of what we did and do a little quick recap. And so I thought I would go over that. Also, lost my bag on the way back, like my big suitcase. Somehow on a direct flight, no idea how that happened, but I was really, really freaking out because inside my bag was one almost finished hand knit sweater, like irreplaceable, my entire Alabama Chanin School of Making scarf kit that I had just been working on, like I had just been stitching on the day before, that I just got. And like this beautiful Alabama Chanin signed book that's like to me, and like this personalized little message inside. Like the most one of a kind, unique things you can't get back. Plus my favorite pair of Birkenstocks and like my favorite outfit. So I was like freaking out that they, for some reason, were not able to find or locate this bag, and they seriously didn't know where it was. And I was like, it's gone. It's gone. Like, I was trying to accept it in case it was gone, and then they found it and they flew it here on the next flight to Des Moines. And so I got my bag, and I've never felt so relieved because it was just like handmade stuff and one of a kind little projects that you just can't like duplicate. So anyway, that was kind of my adventure with my quick little flight. I did some fun stuff the first day of Nashville, just kind of running around on my own. I've been there a few times along with other friends who'd kind of shown me the ropes and shown me some cool areas to explore. So I kind of had a, rough plan of what to do when I got there. But my flight got in really early, pretty early on Thursday, and I was hungry. So I went to Biscuit Love, which is a great little breakfast, lunch, brunch spot. And I went to the one in the Gulch because I knew I could walk around that area and find lots of other things to do. So I got my biscuits and my grits and eggs, and the biscuit there, they have like special biscuits with this homemade jam that is just so good. And I wish I would have bought, they sell little jars of their jams, and I really wish I would have got like, I think it's like a blueberry and lemon one. And I'm like having regrets, but it was like a great way to start the trip. And then I walked around the Gulch. I went to the Frist Art Museum, which is right down there. Saw their Guitar Town display, and then they had a Beatrix Potter exhibition that I did not have time to go see, but it's just like this extremely cool building that used to be a post office. It's like very, very meaningful, like all the symbols and stuff that's built into all this structure when you walk in. It's just gorgeous and very historic and really fun to explore. I've never been in the Country Music Hall of Fame, and I was kind of just walking by it. So I went inside, just not really knowing how much I could see without paying for a full tour because I didn't have a lot of time. And I was surprised and happy to find out that I could walk into the Hatch print shop, and there's an exhibition for their prints as well. And they do like letterpress printing, super old vintage poster prints. You can buy like old ones. They do new ones. You can buy them there. They had a whole show, like an exhibit in a different part of the museum, and then you could go into the shop, which had all this stuff on display, which I'll show you in a minute. And I'm a graphic designer, so that stuff really appeals to me, and it was just fun to see. So in that shop, it is like a print shop on the side. There's like these gates, and the printers were going, and it was like, and it was fun. You could see these girls printing stuff right there on the spot. So that was like really unexpected and cool to kind of stumble upon that. And they've done a hatch print for Modern Daily Knitting. The one that says pull from the tangle, you might have seen. It's like a smaller print, and pull from the tangle means, you know, like pull from the ball and like, don't get frustrated, pull from the tangle, you got this. It's kind of like an uplifting, knitterly, you know, pep talk message. So yeah, that's kind of what I did. I got Jenny's ice cream. I kind of just walked around, got coffee, and explored a little bit. And then, yeah, the rest of the time was kind of the big main class, which was all day on Friday, which was absolutely amazing. And if you don't know about Alabama Chanin and the School of Making, it is hand-stitched garments and accessories, and there's even like houseware stuff. And it's made from cotton in different colors, sewn with thread and embroidery thread, and there's some that are double layered that you cut areas away to reveal like a fabric that's underneath. And so this was kind of an advanced, for me, embroidery class where you learn how she sets up some of these more complicated embroidery stitches that are, she uses these cards that have holes in them, and you can kind of mark your fabric to see where you go in and out, and you kind of figure out these little puzzle instructions to make these embroidery stitches that are really, really cool. And so we did that in the class, and she also went over like beading and other ways to embellish your hand sewn items. I've made one skirt from her kits before, and I have another kit on hand for a cropped card jacket that is embroidered all over and then sewn together that I have not started yet. And I thought I would wait till I went to this class and kind of got better at some of these stitches before I attempted that. But really, she makes it very approachable, and it's very easy to learn. And I mean, with practice, anybody can do these stitches, I think. So as I was traveling, I always take my knits, and that was part of the, you know, lost baggage problem. Was like, I had 2 sweaters with me, and I had one in my backpack that I was, you know, keeping with me through the airport, but the other one was packed away in my suitcase, and that was the one I was furthest along on, of course. But both of these sweaters I got really far on this trip, and they're both pretty much ready for sleeves now. So this is my me time tee that I've shown a million times on here, because I'm so slow, I don't know what the deal is with this. But I got the collar put on. It's like a mistake rib, it's very cute. I'm ready to do the sleeves in a minute, which are gonna be very quick because they're short sleeves, so I just have like that much to go on each one with some rib. And then I started the bottom rib on this as well, which is also that mistake rib. And this is that Birkenstock shade of Madelinetosh woolen cotton, which I really like. It's just a perfect neutral. And so I was so excited that I got pretty far on this, like on the plane and during my hotel, like downtime, chilling in my, it's a little wrinkly, but yeah. I was just happy to get really far on that. So this is the one I had with me. The one I didn't have with me that was in my suitcase that I was like freaking out about is this Francis sweater, which is one of my designs also, that I started forever ago, but I'm determined to finish it because I have all those things. If you've seen in my past videos, I was ready to cast on like 5 different sweaters, and I decided to just hold my horses and finish the me time tee and this Francis that I've done in multicolor leftovers of Rowan felted tweed. My first version of this Francis sweater was actually only 2 colors, and it was in a yarn that's been discontinued since, and it's called Rowan Island Blend. And the main color was like a navy blue gray color. And then all this color work was done in that same navy blue gray and a yellow. So all the contrast here was just yellow with navy blue in between. And it looks like a totally different sweater when you just ignore that and do the whole thing in like my scrap leftovers. So this is how that is turning out, which is gorgeous. And this is like a special weird little long-term project that I've had forever. And I was just devastated when I thought it was gone, which really motivates me even more to just finish it now and get it over with and wear it this fall. because this too, I have started the rib on the bottom and it's ready for sleeves, and this will be wrapped up in no time once I just like hunker down and take care of business. So happy to have this back. I really was so frightened that it was really gone because there's like no trace of my bag. It was really not cool. I'm trying to see what else is in this bag because I know I was grabbing little things here and there, but I was picking up the postcards at MDK headquarters because they always take their beautiful photos from their field guides and make them into beautiful postcards, which I love so much. And I don't know why I grabbed two. I thought I grabbed one. But anyway, this was a project I wanted to cast on from their latest field guide with these triangles. I have yarn for this. I was gonna make it in Rowan Creative Linen. And this is their latest field guide by Olga, Olga Jazzy, who does all the creative sculptural knits. This is like kind of a sweater pullover that you layer over something and looks so cool when worn. I mean, here it is flat, but it was just my reminder that I was gonna cast this on. Anyway, I would like to show you, before I show all the Nashville footage, which I'll have in a minute, I took some video while I was there. I'm just gonna show you what I got in the Alabama Chanin School of Making class. First of all, and this was in my lost bag too, that I was like, no, I just had this beautiful kit and now it's missing. So I know enough about this, but like I was freaking out. So it's this beautiful flannel bag, like soft, with this beautiful little label. So this bag is even handmade by their team. It's a beautiful sewing tote to keep all my stuff in that I'm working on. And then the workbook we worked from in class is this newest book called The Geometry of Hand Sewing. And this explains, like I was explaining before, the fancy embroidery stitches, which there are, endless combinations of how you can do this with different colored threads, with different types of thread and embroidery floss. And this in here, yeah, see, she signed it and I could not like replace this book because it's mine. And this has the grids in it and lots and lots and lots of embroidery stitch instructions and things I've never seen in my life. Like, this is not your basic embroidery whatsoever. And beading and ways to work this into your sewing, especially this garment sewing, but any kind of sewing. Because I've also been taking this online freeform quilting class with Heidi Parks, and even that is gonna come in handy with some of the knowledge I've learned in these workshops. Like, these are just very, very different kinds of stitches that go along with these grids that are included in this book. So in the back of these books, and some of her other books have these as well, is these plastic grid sheets that you can use with a marking pen or a pencil to mark your fabric. Depending on if you're using like a dark fabric, you can use a chalk pencil. And if you're doing a light fabric, you can use one of the like fabric marker things that disappear. So there's like 2 of these grid pattern plastic sheets that are reusable, which are very cool. And so that was part of the kit with the bag. I feel like I'm really rambling, I'm sorry. The little kit came in this cool little canvas bag with a label on it. We all got to pick our own color, and we worked on a project that is on their website that is the scarf, which has opportunities on both ends for like any kind of stitch you want to try. It's kind of like choose your own adventure. You can pick all the stitches out of the book, anything you want to try, and mark it out. And it's almost like a sampler that you just go for it and, like, don't be afraid, just try. So I got the black, no surprise, scarf with black thread and the charcoal. And they also give you this kind of regular sewing thread. So this is more for construction and this is more decorative. And then they have lots of colors of this, lots of colors of the scarf kit. So if you want to start on an Alabama Chanin project, scarf is a great place to start. This was all tied together with this cute little, you know, piece of jersey. Comes with these, okay, this was the little tag that you sew on when you're finished and you sign it or embroider your name. And this is one of the pieces that you lay on the back of the scarf. So it's like a double-sided, double thick piece. I just hadn't pinned that one down yet. This is very cute. This little card we got. These are just some of my notes that I took in the class, which we got a little notepad, thank goodness, because I used that. And then here's the actual scarf. Oh yeah, here's the swatch, so you can practice first. And you just pin the layers together, so there's a back layer and a front layer. And this has some paint applied to it, which gives you the rows of the stripes to go with your embroidery. And I barely started this one. I just did one little row of stitches over here that you can't see in the black thread. But you can practice on this if you're not sure exactly, because some of these stitches take a few tries to get it right. And then once you get your groove going, they really go quickly. And then here's my scarf. It's nice and long, plain black in the middle with the stripes painted here. And this looks plain, but this will be covered in embellished embroidery and maybe beads, whatever I decide to do with it. And then Kay Gardner kindly, like, I had this pinned together and she's like, that's not ideal for the plain. And she was right. And so she very kindly used some red thread to baste these two layers together, because there is another layer behind here and you don't want it to slip as you're working on it. So it's just a plain black layer in the back. I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about. And I had it all pinned together for class. And she's like, you're gonna want to have this basted together, because she knows all the tips and tricks, because she's been doing this a while and has made a lot of garments and knows exactly what she's doing. So she just was like, needed something to do with her hands. And so she quickly basted that together for me, which was so cute and nice. And then now I'm ready to go with all the stitches that I'm gonna practice. And then maybe I'll be ready to tackle my car coat kit with that embroidery, which I have to look up how to do. But yeah, that's the basic overview. I think that was all in the kit. You could buy extra stuff too, but I just kind of stuck with this because I have some things here at home too that I already own. Like I have my own little scissors and pins and little, what do you call it? Little magnetic thing for my needles. And so I've got my tools and supplies. It's just fun to do this kit with a class and learn more techniques, because embroidery is kind of like a new thing for me and I just know very basic stitches. So this was very exciting to give this all a try. And now I think that's all I was going to talk about, and I will just show you some of my fun footage from running around Nashville that first day and then into the Alabama Chanin School of Making class. Here you go. hope it was fun hanging out with me and watching my adventures in Nashville and my awesome class that I took at MDK headquarters. It was super, super fun. If you ever have the chance to go to one of their workshops in Nashville, you should do it no matter what it is, because they have lots of fun events here and there throughout the year. And they're always really, really fun. They have like a big natural light space, which is so fun for workshops. I've been to the Arne and Carlos one, and just different events there. And it's just such a fun environment. They always have really good food and they take really good care of their attendees. It's just a fun, fun place to be. We were all smiles the whole time. It was just like a dreamy weekend of stitching. I was gonna say knitting, but not this time. It's usually knitting. But this was such a fun departure from knitting too, for some, another craft that we've all kind of embraced. All of us kind of, are curious about the other crafts, or we've dabbled in this and that. So it's fun to try something a little bit different, learn more about it with other friends that are crafty as well. And we all learn from each other. Natalie was amazing, a total dream. And I learned so much just from her stories and the things she explained to us. And I took so many notes about, like all the things I wanted to remember after we left. So really this is something that's gonna stick with me in the future. And I know I'll be making lots of things that I've learned from this class and incorporating it into my sewing life. So super fun. Thank you for hanging out and watching this little recap. My kids are headed back to school soon. I'm hoping to do more YouTube videos as I get back into fall and my routine, which is going to change a little bit this fall as I start teaching at our local art center museum. So I'll be kind of, I don't know, we'll see, I guess. There'll be more to share though once my kids are in school, because I don't have a ton of time to make videos while we're home and doing all of our summer activities. So hopefully there'll be more stuff coming up. I have a lot of stuff planned. I have like a whole day of things. I call it like my to-do day. I have a skirt that I want to make out of a dress I'm chopping off. I have a dress I was gonna dye. I would have a dress I wanted to sew, and maybe a pair of pants I was gonna sew. And there's like a whole pile of things in this to-do list day of things. I just wanna do it all in one day, like knock it out. And then I'll feel better. And I wanna finish these sweaters. I wanna cast on like 5 million things, but that's like August for you. I'm sure you can relate, like where we all feel like, I want to make all the sweaters, and we see all these patterns coming out, and it's like pretty tempting. But yeah, I have a lot of design stuff in progress too that I'm sending out, and then I need to knit. So I got to figure out, incorporate all those things too. But anyway, thank you for watching my Nashville adventures and the Alabama Chanin School of Making class recap. Thanks for hanging out. My name is Jen Geigley on Instagram if you'd like to follow. It would be great if you wanted to like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I'm trying to grow my channel a little bit here. I'm getting super close to 5,000 followers, so if you want to follow, subscribe, whatever, that would be awesome. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.